Flavored?
Yeah, yogurt flavored soju. All right. So let me show you how to do it.
The original. It's Korean? Soju's Korean?
It's Korean. So I looked this up. Soju. Here's a history for you.
Okay.
In the 1300s, the Mongolians brought more advanced distilling technology to Korea. I think they invaded. They weren't just bringing it over as, hey guys, like check out what we found. I'm pretty sure they were trying to take
They were
over.
just sharing their knowledge.
No, they were, yeah, but they brought new distilling
those Mongolians
capabilities, which they learned from the Persians, and so then they turned the soju. It's kind of like wine. It's usually made from rice, but it can also be made from like barley or whatever. And then there's tradition, where you're not supposed to pour your own.
Oh, that's why you brought it here.
Yeah, so we can do this, and then also.
So you're gonna drink it right out of the bottle?
No, I'm gonna pour you, and then you're gonna pour it for me. But also, there's other rules. Traditionally, you never pour your own glass, and then when you drink, you're supposed to like avert your eyes from the person. And if you're drinking with somebody like an elder or like someone of a higher status than you, when they're pouring it for you, you're supposed to hold it with two hands. Yeah. So I'm older, so get your two hands out.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Whoa, fuck. Okay.
Thanks.
And then you pour it for me.
Speaking of odd food traditions, I gotta check my mom's text. Are you gonna hold it?
Oh yeah, sorry. One hand because
you're older.
Yeah.
Is this a liquor or is this a wine?
I think it's like a wine. It's like 14%.
12%.
And it's yogurt flavored, which is the best fucking flavor.
So, is it? Oh, sorry. I guess I'm not supposed to look at you.
No. It's when I drink, I have to look away. We don't got to do all that.
Do you know about this French bird that people eat? And it's like, it's called the ortolan bunting. Do you know what this is?
No.
It's a bird. It's very small. It's like essentially like a swallow or like a fucking just normal bird that you would see,
Sure.
And they take the whole fucking thing, and they like deep fry it, essentially.
They don't gut it?
No. Bird, like feet, beak, eyes, full bird. And they deep fry it. And the way you eat it is it's like apparently like a shameful act to eat it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's young. I don't know. Or maybe it's because it's fucking gross. But the way you eat it is you aren't allowed to like show yourself eating it. So you have to cover your face with a napkin when you eat it. And it's apparently like a big delicacy.
What the fuck is this mask?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Huh.
But
is
yeah.
It for like super rich people?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they had it on the island.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking weird. Ow! Fuck.
Sorry, I couldn't see you. I was drinking my yogurt. That happens to me quite a bit on this table. And my shins, I found out, are a little bit sensitive because when I hit them on anything, I get like a cartoon fucking bump on the head in 10 seconds.
Do you know UFC fighters? To kill. I've heard.
David, you probably told me this like 30 times since we met. It's like about Muay Thai people kicking trees and killing their nerves.
Well, no, they kick trees, but they would take.
They roll the stuff out.
They would take Coke bottles and they'd smash the end of a Coke bottle and put it in a dowel, and then they would rub their fucking shins with the Coke bottle.
You mean like just like shattered glass?
Not shattered glass, but like just glass. I mean, I guess you could do it with just a dowel, but then you'd have to like roll it. But if you break the bottom off and then keep the top intact.
So
So
it's like
just
it's an easier way to roll
to
it.
roll.
I thought you were just trying to tell me that they like
No,
they're
no,
like
they don't.
shredding the skin on their.
No, they don't do that. They just like kill the nerve endings in like that part or whatever. Hi
What-
everybody.
What other weird shit is there in the world that people do when they eat? Or any tradition, or what's weird, bizarre traditions in general? This is fucking freaky to me.
Yeah, that's weird. That's some like
That's-
high end,
Yeah.
eyes wide shut type shit.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going around these days.
Yeah.
Actually, there's not a lot of that going around these days. Anyways, yogurt.
Yogurt soju. Yeah. So Carl and I before this we were talking Joey Valance and Bray, if you guys know them. They did a free show literally down the block. If you don't know Joey Valance and Bray, super fucking sick. It's like old school hard hip hop, Beastie Boys, a little like, fucking NWA.
It's like very reminiscent of Beastie Boys because they're like two white dudes and Joey Valance sounds like them.
They're both white?
Bray is definitely something. Like he could be like Pacific Islander
Yeah.
or something like that. But the production's not quite as like rock and roll as Beastie Boys.
No, that's more like the
Yeah. He's
NWA
like doing
kinda
like
stuff.
old school sample flipping like Wu-Tang
Mhm.
or NWA like you said.
It's cool. It's really cool. Goes hard. Shout out to them for doing a free show.
In Hollywood, right across the street from Capitol Records, which is as close as I'm going to tell you that I live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The free show is cool. I was just talking about how I need to take advantage of where we live, concert wise.
I was thinking about that the second, like today. I was like, if I was still living in Pennsylvania, I mean, I haven't listened to their music in a couple of years at this point, but
Yeah.
if like Mac DeMarco did a free show and I was still living in Pennsylvania, or if like, I don't know, who's a cool LA artist? Or not an LA artist necessarily. Like they're not an LA artist, they're from Pennsylvania. Which would make me even more pissed off.
Wait, they're from PA?
Yeah. They're from they grew up in Happy Valley by Penn State.
Is that what it's called? Happy Valley?
Yeah.
Nice.
Central County, PA.
Cool.
Anyway.
Man, I bet those Penn Staters love them.
Oh yeah.
I bet that shit's playing at every frat party.
Big time. Especially when they first blew up.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Well, except they like blew up in the middle of the pandemic in like 2020, but still. Anyway. Yeah, like if we were still living in Pennsylvania, there's just so much like shit that happens here. And it's great. And you don't ever have to miss a touring act. They almost always make a point to come here. Not in comedy at all.
Not in comedy?
Yeah, it's so hard to like book to like go and see a comedian that you like and
Here?
plan to go and see it in LA. Yeah, because they tour their major shows tour around LA because they kind of reserve LA for the clubs.
Yeah, for like the Improv and
Like the closest anybody I know
Store.
that's gotten. Yeah. The closest I know that anybody has gotten was when Tom Segura did Yamava. And I don't even know where the fuck that is. I think it's in Orange County.
I don't think that's LA.
Yeah. There's just billboards for it.
I feel
everywhere.
like I feel like I've seen comedians do Parks Casino or Hollywood.
I think Parks Casino is in Philadelphia.
It is. It's Hollywood. I think it's Hollywood Park Casino or something like that. There's a
Beats me.
casino like down in Inglewood. But yeah, I mean, I guess I've never really noticed that. I've never really thought about it just because we like going to the store so much, and it's like, why would you pay $80 to see a comedian's show when you can pay $25 and see like a bunch of your favorite comedians?
Well, what's
all
a
in one
fucking
go?
bummer is that, like, I mean, I guess I'm not as big of a fan of comedy as I am of music in that I don't know and I'm not as huge of a fan of smaller comedians. Like, proportionally as I am, musicians. Like my Viagra Boys ticket for October is $45. You know what I mean? I can't go and see Bill Burr, Tom Segura at their headlining act for that much because they're huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like trying to go and see Sabrina Carpenter for $45. It's just not going to
Truth.
fucking happen. But
It's definitely harder to find small comedians. The only way I've found them is through going to comedy clubs.
yeah, me too.
Like occasionally you'll get like a clip of a podcast or something like that, but
Usually if you're getting those clips, it's because they're viral and then those people are
big.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you were saying earlier that you get ads for playlists.
Yeah.
I wanted
got-
to
I got
ask
like
you about
a-
this because
I think I follow one of the curators because I got the ad and it's like nice. It was like a modern punk 2025 playlist thing. And it was like yeah, I think
what do these ads look like? Because here's why. I'm in playlist promotion world right now, promoting the new song. By the way, to the few of you who I definitely mentioned you in the comment section of the music video, thank you. You guys did your job. You guys fucking came all the way from the podcast channel. You hit it up. You left the comments. You left the likes. You watched the shit. Appreciate yous. That was really cool.
Dude. Okay, so I found the Instagram and it's actually even weirder. They have one post. They got about 1,600 followers and they have nothing on the Instagram. This is just a photo from December saying that they are going to do pure chaotic playlists in 2025.
They call those dark ads, Carl. Dark ads.
And they just didn't do anything. They have a link to their Spotify playlist.
yeah, well,
But anyway, it was just like Viagra Boys idols and shit like that. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll find some other bands that I like because I listen to LCD Sound System, Idols, Viagra Boys, and Amyl and the Sniffers every day right now. And I was like, maybe I'll find more people that I like.
well, the world of playlisting, it's such a fucking nightmare, and it's honestly can be a total cesspool.
But that sucks. Like everything is so saturated.
Well,
And
let me break it down for you. So, 2 years ago when I was promoting some songs, a lot of indie artists will go on this thing called Submit Hub. There's other sites. There's like Groover. There's one called Playlist Push, which is a little bit different. But basically, you buy credits, and for 1 credit, you can submit to these playlist curators. Now, it doesn't guarantee that you get a placement. That is against Spotify's terms and services. And if you do just pay to get on a playlist, like that playlist is probably total dog shit, filled with bots and not any real fans, whatever. 2 years ago when I was doing it, there was it was kind of new, the technology, I guess. Maybe it wasn't the tech, but like there was a new practice of vetting these playlists where you would insert the playlist link into these websites and then it would show you their growth over its entire lifetime. And the reason that you would do that is because if there was a huge spike in followers followed by a huge drop off or something like that, you would know that that playlist is botted, which means people will pay X amount. You know, if I start a Spotify playlist and I go, I want this thing to have X amount of followers, I'll just pay and then it's botted, right? The problem with that is as an artist, when you get on those playlists, you are filling you're telling Spotify like bad data, right? These streams will come from like Indonesia and you'll get like, 30,000 monthly listeners from Indonesia of a bunch of people who listen to punk music, EDM, top 40 pop, and, psychedelic bluegrass, right? So Spotify has no idea what to do with that information, and then it ends up fucking everything up. So that practice of like vetting playlists was pretty new. So when I was doing it 2 years ago, so many playlists were botted, so many playlists were total dog shit. Now that practice is kind of baked into things like Submit Hub and Groover, where they have tools right on their site. Before I was like going from this site, going to random sketchy sites, the cross-referencing that with this, that, the other thing. Now it's all baked into the same place. And I did notice when I was doing it today, it is
Where is it baked into now?
like Submit Hub.
Oh, okay.
Like
sick.
on Submit Hub, right next to the curator, you can like check their playlist, following and their lifetime, whatever.
Gotcha.
And it's really cleaned up the Spotify world. It's a lot less.
So Submit Hub just became more popular, so it became more legitimate. They upgraded their
less
shit.
about Submit Hub becoming more popular and more of just Submit Hub realizing that like this was a problem that needed to be solved, which was vetting playlists. They recognized that was a huge problem, and people stopped using Submit Hub because they're like, it's all bots anyway.
Gotcha.
But one of the things that you can look when you look at the data of how these Spotify playlists grow, there's certain things that are alarming. Can't tell you if they're bots or not, but there's like telltale signs. Like I said, a big spike and then followed by 2 weeks later an immediate drop off. It means someone's paying for these bots, and then they stop paying and they all go away. But then you can get these little spikes, and it's like, oh, it must be for ads. And people talk about growing playlists with ads, and I'm like, dude, who the fuck is getting these? I've never gotten an ad before.
What's the benefit of a playlist curator buying an ad to push you towards a playlist?
To get followers.
Okay. So what? That they can.
If you have a playlist with 50,000 saves or
Okay,
monthly listeners
sure.
or whatever, you can then you're a legitimate playlist curator, and you can be paid by Playlist Push or Submit Hub, and then
So playlist curators get paid by Submit Hub, like a percentage of the artists that they choose to select for their.
let's
like you
here's what
buy
happens.
credits.
I
You-
buy 10 tokens,
Yeah.
and then I submit to 10 artists, let's say, or 10 curators, excuse me. And let's say each of those curators costs 1 credit, right? That credit is $1, and they get paid no matter what. I submit, they get paid. All they have to do is listen to the song. They don't have to place it. They have to listen to the song, and they have to like send a message back to you. That's all the dollar guarantees.
Okay.
That is a revenue stream of a lot of these curators.
They get the money from the token that you spent.
Yes.
All of it. Well,
Could be a portion.
I'm sure StubHub takes a little bit of it.
Submit Hub, yeah.
Blubhub.
Blubhub.
No, that's okay. Oh Jesus.
Well, you don't like it? You don't like the yogurt?
It's a little intense.
Really?
It's dude, I feel like I'm already hungover.
No.
It's
It's
so
good. It's good for
intense.
you. Here, cheers. Cheers, dude.
Don't look at me, elder.
Yeah.
Okay.
The world of Spotify playlists
Okay.
is fucking wild.
So the reason that they would invest in ads is to make these playlists appear more appealing to indie artists that don't know what's what when they look at the graph.
Yes and no. Here's the other. This is the sauce. This is how the sausage is made. I'm going to let you in. I mean, it's not, I don't have a secret, but if you're just a fan of music, you don't know this. The new thing for independent artists specifically is to grow a playlist independently of your own music and then slip your music in.
Of not your own music. And then put your music in it.
Yes, sorry, yeah. So, Carl Williams, you can start an account, run ads for fucking indie rock punk vibes for 6 months prior to your release, grow that to 2,000 monthly listeners, and then when you put out a song, you slip your John in, and then all of a sudden you're getting 2,000 monthly listeners.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but like that's what a lot of people are doing.
Just a lot of work to, like, yes, you might guarantee X amount of streams on your song because there are people listening to a playlist like that, but you risk it being like passive listens, like
Correct.
like Justine. And even if it's not passive listens, it really doesn't even guarantee that they're going to translate to being a fan.
100%.
So it's
100%.
like if your goal is to like look good to like a label or a brand based on your streaming numbers, then maybe it's worth it. But
Yeah, you run the risk of it being passive, but you also run the possibility of them hearing it and being like, what the fuck is this? This is awesome.
yeah,
And then saving it and then following it. This comes down to where people discover music, you know? Me personally, it's very difficult. I am on the Sniffers I came across through Instagram ads, actually. But to me, I very, very rarely fall in love with an artist unless it's like co-signed by a friend. And a friend goes, David, you would like this. Listen to it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I find some artists, trying to think. I do some Spotify discovery stuff, but it's usually through because all their shit's different. It's never Discover Weekly. I don't listen to day lists anymore because they were just like always doing the same shit because that's my fault as much as it is Spotify's. But so I don't really listen to that, and I don't listen to radios. But what I do listen to is mixes, which I don't know what the difference is. But like LCD Sound System radio versus LCD Sound System mix is different. And the radio sucks and the mix is lit.
Well, the mix is specifically for your listening habits. It's made specifically for Carl.
Well, that's why it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I love that. And that's how I found bands like Snapped Ankles. I found Viagra Boys. Well, I had known about the song Sports forever.
Sports.
But I started listening to Viagra Boys because I just kept hearing like that song and a couple of others, like Slow Learner. And it was always, those songs would always play at the end of like an Idols album for me. And then that's how I would find that, which I guess I should eat my words because that was the album radio. You know what has plagued me? What band has plagued me forever?
What band has plagued you forever?
It's kind of stopped now, but mostly because I've just made now how I listen to music is I've added like 4 albums from all the bands that I listen to right now to one big like 5-hour playlist, and I just put that on shuffle. So there's nothing getting introduced to me right now in my current habit, but when I was listening to an album and then letting the radio play for a few songs after it, the same fucking Wine Lips song would come on. I love
Wine Lips.
Every single fucking time.
Which one?
It's one from the album that you like.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was, but I literally like can't even fucking listen to this band anymore.
Wine Lips is fucking awesome.
Stop.
Hard, sick, fucking Eyes. Is it Eyes?
Yes. Eyes by Wine Lips. Please turn it off. I could go my entire life without hearing that song ever again. I've heard that song so many times because it was like, it didn't even matter what band I was listening to. It could be Mac DeMarco or Father John Misty, and that song would fucking come on at the end of the album for like 6 months.
Okay, what's more annoying? I don't know if this happens anymore, but remember you used to plug in your phone, and then if you had like an iPhone, the first song in like your iTunes library would always start playing?
Yeah.
What's worse? That
I don't even remember what mine was.
Mine was a Corey Henry song.
Well,
that have you ever done a song as your alarm?
I used to do songs as my alarm back in like my iPod Nano days, and I had a iPod dock, and that was my alarm in the morning in like middle school.
And then you'd ruin the song because you just associate it with having to wake up.
So that's not worse. The worst one was the other thing, but I found out why iPods and iPhone. Well, I found out why iPhones did that, and it was that it would prioritize the fact that like the way Apple would do it was that they just built into an iPhone the software of an iPod. So whenever you would plug your phone in, it would automatically play whatever was on the iPod built into your phone. So what you had to do was uninstall music if you're a Spotify user. You would just uninstall the music app,
Interesting.
and then that wouldn't happen anymore. So I figured that out, and then that wasn't a problem for me anymore. But I only have like a couple Tame Impala songs, and then like all of Awaken My Love, and then a couple Thundercat songs. So I was never like pissed by what would come on.
Yeah.
But that was that's jogging my memory so much. Like you would really like get to know your friends and your close, people in your lives, like habits, because that would
Yeah.
always fucking come on. You'd be like,
Mine was, I think it was First Steps by Corey Henry. This would always come on.
oh, I
First
remember what
Steps.
mine was.
Corey.
It's crazy that you
Yep.
say that because mine was a Snarky Puppy song.
Yeah, that fucking song. Yours was Culture Vulture or whatever the fuck. I remember. Yeah, it was like the first. No. Whatever. So we.
Oh, mine was off of Family Dinner Volume 2. This is crazy. I'm remembering.
Whatever. So we've got some important news to talk about, and if you've probably heard about a couple bands pulling their music from Spotify. The one that caught my eye first, that introduced me to the boycott, was King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. We've probably talked about them on the podcast. King Gizzard is a psych rock band, but they do so much more. They put out so many albums. They put out like, I think in 2024 or 2023, one of those years, they put out literally like 6 albums. They put out an ungodly amount of music. They have diehard fans, cult following, amazing band too. They pulled all their music from Spotify, and it is in protest of the CEO, Daniel Ek. Daniel Ek has been under controversy for investing in AI military tech. And a lot of bands and artists are a little bit pissed off because, I mean, there's been a lot of conversations about how much Spotify pays the artists that allow them to have a platform in general. And then the argument is that these artists don't want the money that they are making Spotify going to AI war tech. So that was my first introduction into it. Like, would you say that yours was probably the same, like around, like understanding the boycott?
Well, yeah. I mean, my introduction into it was seeing the news that he was making that investment.
Well, I
and
saw that too, but I didn't know
just
people.
like-
I knew people were pissed about it, but I didn't know people were like taking
Right.
action until I heard about King Gizzard.
And I was upset myself because it's like, dude, he invested like $500 or $600 million. It's not like he,
700 million.
yeah.
And this also,
which is like, dude, I mean, I knew that Spotify's valuation was nowhere close to like making sense based on how much artists get paid. You know what I mean? Like even like The Weeknd's yearly income from Spotify streams, it doesn't even, it's like a drop in the bucket.
well, I did a little research to figure all this out because I didn't want to, as much as I love to fly by the seat of my pants on this podcast, I felt like this required a little bit of research. So I broke it down and I figured out a couple things. So this is not the first time that he did this. In 2020, apparently there was some beef. He put $1.15 billion
Jesus.
of his own personal money through
Where did he make all this fucking money?
Spotify and other investments. He has a venture capital fund called
Wow.
Prima Materia. Prima Materia. So that investment fund also makes him money, and
Okay, but how-
he invests in things like AI, biotech, shit like that.
Is he how much of Spotify does he own? Did
That's
you
a
find
great
that out?
question. I don't know how much he owns. You can Google that real quick,
Okay.
and I can break it down a little bit further. And then in 2021, this is the first Prima Materia / Daniel Ek investment into Helsing. Helsing is the company in question. It's an AI defense startup. Ek joined the Helsing's board of directors or board or whatever it's called. And Helsing is a company, and their main thing on their website, it says that they are utilizing artificial technology to, quote, defend democracy. So Helsing claims that it only helps liberal democracies. One of those countries is Ukraine. So a lot of Helsing AI software is being used in the Ukraine war. Helsing is a German company. I wrote that down.
Is it
Then-
being used by Ukraine or by Russia?
To Ukraine.
Gotcha.
And then in 2025, everything what we're talking about now, Daniel Ek just increased his investment to $700 million into Helsing through his Prima Materia fucking venture capital, John. So
He owns 14.1%, by the way. And
14.1.
I don't know how they worked this out, but he has a 29% voting power over the company. So I don't
Okay.
know how that breaks down, but there it is.
So that's happening. And then these artists are taking their music off Spotify in protest. Other artists that are doing it of note is the band Shoo Shoo, which is a experimental rock band. Deerhoof also is this experimental indie something rock band. And it fucking sucks because I didn't know Shoo Shoo or Deerhoof. They're fucking awesome.
Really?
No, I don't listen to them.
Blows.
And here's what I'll say. I'm not going to lie. I might make the switch to a different streaming service. I might. I just want to,
Yeah, I just am bummed, to be honest with you. The only thing that keeps me on it, I'm just used to the interface
yeah.
and have been for a decade. But I signed up with a student deal, and
you're still rocking that.
well, it's not cheaper anymore. But
.edu.
I have I got to bundle Hulu and Showtime with it, and I still have it through that. I don't want to cancel that. I have perpetual Hulu for the price of nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
It's still signed up through my student email, which I don't have access to anymore.
One of the things that so let me start by saying some people Spotify hasn't made a comment.
That's crazy.
Spotify apparently, as of the time I did this research, Spotify didn't make a comment. They could have at this point. The defense, I don't even know if Daniel Ek made this defense. People who are coming to his defense are like, it's his money, it's not Spotify money. But it's like, well, he made the money through Spotify.
Yeah, but it's
as well.
corrupt that they pay their shareholders excessive amounts of money, and a stream is worth fucking nothing.
So I wanted to break down, after that, what Spotify is actually paying artists, because I find that interesting as an artist myself, but also where Spotify lies on compared to other streaming platforms. Now, let me also start by saying whether you agree or disagree with Daniel Ek's investment into AI military tech, or you think that it's ridiculous that people are upset because it's no money, whatever. I'm a fan of King Gizzard and these other bands like Shoo Shoo and Deerhoof being like, fuck it, we're taking our music off. As a King Gizzard fan, I'm like, fuck. But it's making me reconsider the streaming platform that I use, which I guess is the goal here. And I would assume you feel the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's important that, I mean, music has always been kind of like a very pure way of communicating intentions, and then also it's always been used as like an anti-war protest. I mean, culturally, it's just with every war, there has been anti-war movements through music. Now, whether or not King Gizzard's intentions lie predominantly in the rights of artists being paid more, or specifically what the money was being invested to, I don't know.
I think that their statements seem to point more towards like war. They weren't down with
Yeah.
the war.
Well, makes sense. King Gizzard's probably not upset by their streaming revenue, given that they have a catalog that's 7 years long.
That, and also like a lot of their money, they have a lot of physical merch. That's where they make the majority of their money.
Yeah.
I just find it, the one thing I find interesting is when looking at like people's arguments in support of Daniel Ek, the argument is it's his money, he can do whatever the fuck they want with it. He can do whatever he wants with it. And to me, I always find this super interesting when people make arguments about anything, whether it's political or whether it's anything. It's being consistent. And if you're going to have the opinion, it's Daniel Ek's money, he could do whatever he wants with it, and these fucking artists are being babies and they should just keep their music on. It's like, well, it's their music. They can do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to applaud Daniel Ek for using his money for whatever he wants, you should also be equally...
It is their fucking money, though. That's the thing. Like,
well, yes.
they both make money off of those streams. So it's a joint business venture, and they don't fuck with it. It makes perfect sense that they would want to take their music down.
I just, yes. I mean, I'm just talking about, like, the people who... If you have some dude on the internet being like, oh, these fucking bands, whatever.
What didn't make sense...
It's like, why wouldn't you applaud a band for, like exercising free... It's not free speech, but, like, it's, like, adjacent, kind of like that. Like, if you're, like a conservative person who believes in, like, using your money how you want to do it, you probably also believe in, like, the First Amendment and blah, blah, blah. You should also be, like, stoked on these bands doing that. You know, does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how you can not be consistent in that
100%.
and also applaud them.
It's just the sake of...
It's like taking their music off is like the most free market way of like combating something.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Anyway.
That's because they don't actually care.
Correct.
They just associate...
Bunch of long-haired hippies.
Yep.
Anyway, let's talk about streaming, fucking Johns. Okay, so Spotify. Spotify works. It's not one stream equals 1 penny. It's not one stream equals 1/2 a penny. Doesn't work like that. It works based off of the percentages of streams that you get for the total amount of streams and the total revenue. So basically, I am somebody with 100 monthly listeners, and The Weeknd has 100 million monthly listeners, right? Or however many fucking he has. His streams are worth more than mine because his streams take up a bigger piece of the pie with the total streams in Spotify per quarter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's fucked, but sure.
Not just... Okay, cool. So Spotify is paying on average 0.0033 cents per stream, which means you need about 300 streams to make $1. Okay. Let's move on. And okay, this is another little tidbit just to kind of throw that in perspective. To earn about $1,200, an artist needs approximately to earn like $1,200 a month, which is not that. It says it covers your rent. You need 360,000 streams per month. Okay. Let's look at these other streaming platforms. Now, remember I said Spotify, 0.003 cents to 0.005 cents per stream, roughly, because it's not one-to-one. Apple Music, something I have historically not been down with because I think the platform is clunky and kind of shitty. They pay about 1 cent per stream. This is according to businessinsider.com. So don't quote me. I'm not looking at the fucking numbers. The other one was according to Afrotech, Vice, and Business Insider. Apple Music is about 1 cent per stream. Amazon Music, 0.004 cents. So Amazon Music, very, very slightly higher than Spotify, but Amazon and Spotify, pretty bad.
You said Apple Music pays a cent per stream?
Correct.
Really?
That's what it says.
That's like so much more. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Again, it might not be even. Same thing. It might be based off of a percentage thing, but on average, it's about a cent. Then we have YouTube Music. YouTube. 0.0007 cents per stream. You have Tidal, around 1 cent per stream. And then you have the best one, which is Bandcamp. Pandora, 0.0013 cents. Bandcamp, it's not streaming. You just pay for it. It's more like the old iTunes, but that money goes pretty much directly to the artist. I would love to see a world where Bandcamp pops off, but they got to fucking update that platform. It's just so clunky and old. It's like going on Craigslist. It's just not the move. But yeah, I find that interesting, you know? I find that very interesting.
I agree. I mean, I don't know what the solution is. It takes probably a bunch of economists and very smart mathematicians to figure out how to rework it. And there is no union to hire those people to figure out what the new system should be. But the devaluation of just listening to music sucks.
It does. I was literally about to make that point. Music and the songs have become it's so secondary to every other aspect of a musician's career. And I'm sure some people are listening to us say this and they're like, yeah, you fucking whiny bitches. Like, you guys just whatever. Like, but it's true. You know, what goes into making a record? Yeah, the cost of making a record goes down, but like, what music is and what it used to be and maybe what it should be was, I believe, something to be cherished a little bit more. And then now, and I love that streaming, I'll give you this, like I'm not going to just sit here and shit on streaming because it gives so many people an ability to have a career and to be independent, right? The barrier to entry to create your own career wouldn't exist. It would be so much greater. Like, all these independent artists wouldn't have careers if it wasn't for streaming. I'm not going to sit here and say that streaming is fucking evil. It's great in a lot of ways. But because the access to music is so easy, it devalues what artists do.
I wonder what percentage iTunes used to take back in the day.
99-cent songs. Man. 99-cent songs. You're looking it up.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. Do you guys use Spotify? Do you guys use Apple Music? Do you guys do YouTube Music? What do you use? Tell us in the comments.
Okay. For most major record artists, Apple would keep 34 cents of a 99-cent song.
Oh, that's also
pretty hefty percentage.
It's also not to mention, I mean, this isn't for us because we're independent. We get X amount and only a tiny bit gets taken from a distributor. But that's not even to take into account if you get signed by a label. Your label is only giving you like 30% of your fucking streaming revenue that they're making, which is
shit. I wonder what it would be like if like major streaming platforms introduced a sort of Bandcamp-like platform where for like if an artist wanted to stand on this hill, right? Obviously it's risky because it kind of like sends us back in time a little bit, but like for the first like 6 months of an album's release, it's like locked behind like a $2 or $3 paywall, like a one-time thing. So you're buying the album and you can download it, whatever the fuck. If you feel like you need ownership over it.
Bro, no. I mean, maybe.
What do you mean no one would do that?
They would go.
You know how much more money that an artist would make?
I'm saying as if somebody came out and there's like, it's $10 for the record, but in 4 months it's free.
No, not $10. I just said $2 or $3. Like you would have to lower it. It wouldn't be like $10 for an album like it used to be. Yeah. You would have to lower it.
They have that like donate to
your
artist.
Viagra Boys, if it was still on Spotify, I mean, fuck, people do it with audiobooks. Like you have to pay for certain books on Spotify while other books are free, you know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I tried to listen to Matthew McConaughey's book and it was $12.99 on Spotify.
Interesting.
Not all books are free with Spotify's thing.
Interesting.
And you have a limit to the amount of hours you can listen to per month anyways. And that's just for the free books. But then you have to buy some other books that are like hot right now. Like Matthew McConaughey's book was huge and it cost like a full price. Anyways,
I think we just solved it.
If Viagra Boys came out with their album Viagra A Boys that just came out a couple months ago, and I opened Spotify to listen to it, and it was like $3.99, and you download it, and you get a fucking cameo or whatever the fuck. Nothing. No, nothing. If it was just like $3 and you can listen to the album, and then it's free in 6 months, 4 months, I would pay that in a second. It's like renting a fucking movie. I paid $3.29 to watch LA Confidential a month ago, and that movie came out in 1997.
If albums got lowered to like $3, I still think a lot of people would do it.
100%. Kendrick's album on day one, you know how much fucking money he would make instead of streams if every person paid $3 to listen to GNX?
Daniel Ek, are you listening? You fucking...
And that way...
Sweet, you fucking Swede.
That way he actually artists get an opportunity to make the old-fashioned type money, and maybe they can choose how long they want to lock it behind a paywall for. So if you're a broke bitch, you can be like, just like 2 weeks, I guess. Or if you're Kendrick, you can be like, nah, you got to keep paying for 6 months. And you can't share it. Or you can share it, but then when somebody opens it, they're like, fuck, I can only listen to the first 30 seconds of Squabble Up. I'm fucked.
Yeah, but then what's the I guess you could just make an artist be like...
But if you listen to the songs and if you're listening to like top 40 hip hop playlists, the songs will come on those playlists. But it's like when you have free Spotify and it's just like via shuffling through the playlist. And if you skip the song, you can't go back to it because you never bought the album.
This would be an amazing platform. I would, and that could be an awesome solution.
Yeah. See, fuck the mathematicians, dude.
We figured it out.
You're welcome, Spotify.
You're welcome.
And King Gizzard.
Yeah, we got you guys. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to this super serious episode We'll see you guys soon.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.